Okay.
Oh, I
The-
forgot to brush my teeth or comb my hair. Well, I brushed them this morning. It was Saturday yesterday, and so I did it.
Okay, so I can't believe this. Anyway, the best way to join when you're completely new or you're bringing guests is really not Steve and Yana at first, but you need to go to www.explorex39.com.
Yes.
And they have a program every Tuesday and every Thursday at 9.
Who's the one that hosts that? Is that?
On Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, and on Tuesday, it's Mia and Richard Finnegan's. And Thursday, it's a webinar with Todd and Shannon. And they always, like when you're new and you don't know what the product is about, that's the best way to bring the people in, because me and Steve, this is like a family meeting here. Okay, so we're just getting together if you have questions or share experiences, but we are not good network marketers. Like we don't, we just don't know. We are not that type of people. So we also rely on Todd and Shannon for this. But all right, one thing, if you texted me on my business phone, I forgot it in someone's house. I thought I lost it, but then it was found in someone's house. So I won't have it until I get to it, until I go pick it up. So that's why I am not answering, just in case you're wondering. I only have a private phone, and some of you have my private number, some of you don't. So I just don't want too many people on my private numbers, because it's just too much. But yeah, I will get my phone back. Second thing, I am dealing now with a tremendous amount of stress around my father, around dad, the thing that happened to him. So it's a middle of investigation, and it's taking pretty much a lot of my time, a lot of my nerves. So it's very difficult. That's why you didn't see me right after my kids got sick. This started, and it's just very difficult to handle. But thank God I have patches, and thank God I have Jesus and patches. Because that's what getting me through is prayers and being strong in Christ, knowing He's in it. And I didn't have to go back to any treatments. I just, handling a lot better than before I had patches. So I'm using a lot of patches day and night, and that's been very helpful. But I have found something, and I hope Steve will come, because he's actually, what are you doing?
Just getting those.
Okay. My daughter wanted to try a real coconut, like the hard coconut, to see if he can make a hole in it and she can drink it. So that's what he's actually doing right now while we have a Zoom. So do you see why not to bring new people here? That's exactly why. Okay. Steve, we can do this later.
This is actually for you.
It's for me. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
That kind of looks like my head with no hair.
You made a hole in it.
Oh, careful now,
Oh,
careful.
wow. And you have to filter it?
Well, your daughter is making me filter everything.
Oh, okay. Right. All right.
All right.
So,
All right, so you want me to share the screen?
yes, I wanted to share with you one ebook. It's very, very cheap, $2.99.
Let me first get.
And you can get it on Amazon or eBay. Okay, it's
Is that it?
No.
I know. I don't have anything on yet. I'm looking for it first. There? It's not shared
Yes.
screen yet.
Okay.
Now.
That's the one. Ultimate Guide to Red Light Therapy.
Any of these books?
It's on Thrift Books or eBay. You can click on eBay. Let's see, it's like $12.42, but you can get it on Amazon on Kindle for like $2. Okay, and who is the author of this?
Me.
Ari Whitten is the author. And I discovered this book just really doing research on photobiomodulation, because as you know, the patches are actually photobiomodulation. That's what's happening. So this particular book explains it actually uses the word photobiomodulation. So what did David Schmidt do? He did not discover photobiomodulation. That existed long time ago. And what he discovered is how to put photobiomodulation in a little device that looks like Band-Aid. And it's a wearable medical device that you can use every day on your body and get benefits of this photobiomodulation therapy. So that's all what he did. But what you're getting is this red light therapy. It's actually a near infrared light therapy. And it explains everything about that we are light beings. Okay, we actually emit several kinds of light out of our body, different types of spectrums of light. And one of many is red light, infrared light that we emit out of our body. And this patch is able to catch that frequency and return it back to the body. And it was discovered that if the same frequencies that we emit is put back into our body, that red light, infrared light frequency, it has a tremendous healing benefits. And whether you feel something that's happening or don't feel anything, it's still happening within your body. So a lot of things are getting worked out in your body. A lot of therapy is going on while you wear the patch, assuming it's active, it's activated, and assuming that it's not deactivated. Now, I did have a lady that texted me the other day, and she said she was in Florida and she kept patches in a plastic bag, and they were a lot of hours on a hot sun. Okay. And of course, she said that she's not feeling anything wearing these patches. And if I think they're deactivated now, if she had them truly in plastic bag in the hot sun several days, most likely they're deactivated, because as you know, sun emits infrared light as well. It's a lot of spectrum there. And this particular book will explain to you this physics. And I think that you need to read this, because that will give you exact understanding of how this patch works. Okay. And I have here, let me see if I can find it. Nope. Kindle.
Doesn't that look like David Schmidt to you?
Yep. Okay. This is the introduction, and I'm not saying we're going to go through the whole book. I'm just going to go very fast because we would have to be here hours upon hours. But let's just share and see what this book is about. Okay. It says that here is a crazy part. Okay, let's just read here. Oh, where was I? Hold on. No. I don't know where I went. Here we go.
Right there. What do you want to do?
I want to just go up a little bit from the
up.
beginning.
Okay.
Oh, no, right here, no.
Okay.
Okay, let me read this. If there were a pill that was proven to have powerful anti-aging effects on our skin, combat neurological disease, fight depression and anxiety, increase fat loss, speed recovery from exercise, increase strength and endurance, combat certain autoimmune conditions, fight hair loss, speed healing from injury, all with little to no side effects, it would be $1 billion blockbuster drug. Okay, and they say this drug actually exists, and it's not a pill, it is a red and near infrared light therapy. So let's just go really quickly through this book. It will explain you physics, what's the visible spectrum of light that we can see with our eyes, because most of our world, most of our reality is actually invisible, which actually proves what Apostle Paul is teaching in the New Testament, right? He actually explains that the invisible things are more real than visible things. And that's exactly true. So it will explain you this physics, and it's quite exciting. It talks about what's visible spectrum. And if you look at this red one here, 620 to 780 millimeters or nanometers, it is nanometers. And that's the spectrum that's extremely healing to our body. It will talk about the discovery of how red and near infrared light affects human cells. And here is the word photobiomodulation. I highlighted it. See that? Use of light for therapeutic purposes is photomedicine or photobiomodulation. And that's the one that goes back over 3,000 years. So long time ago, people already used that therapy. All right, we got our cat here. It talks about different kinds of researchers, like Hungarian researcher Andre Master, okay, who used, hold on.
Sorry.
Light lasers to cure tumors and so on. So you can read this for $2 and it will give you amazing information. The 5 bioactive types of light, why humans need sunlight to be healthy. So it talks about blue light, UV light, far infrared light, red light. The 5 types of bioactive light in humans. It explains it with beautiful pictures. And now it will start talking about the benefits of sunlight in general, and then infrared light in particular.
And nice thing you can do too, as Jana's going through this, is you can always go back on the video when we post it on Bennun X39 and just freeze frame it, stop it, read it, and go to the next frame.
How does red and near infrared light therapy works? So I'm not going to be reading it here, as I said, but everything that David Schmidt was explaining in one video before about cytochrome C oxidase, it's right here. And retrograde mitochondrial signaling, light-sensitive ion channels, adenosine triphosphate, ATP, and he talked about all of this. So as I was reading it, I remembered his video, and he completely understands this subject. I want to get to a part though, and you have these nice pictures here in this book as well, and explains absolutely everything. But I want to get to the part of benefits, so just bear with me. The first part talks about mechanisms and what it is and how it works. And then the second part of the book is the benefits and what it does. Now, it lists a lot of benefits, but then it goes into each one very deeply later in the book, like anti-aging effects in the skin, collagen synthesis. We already knew that that's what it does. Elastin production for youthful skin and dramatically reducing cellulite. And believe it or not, me using X39 every single day for more than 3 months now, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing difference in my skin. I'm seeing difference in a cellulite and certain parts of my body.
Did you notice how much younger Ron is looking now?
Well, brother, we'll make you big. We will make you bigger so I can see. I'm also starting to see, just like Steve did in his eyes, I'm starting to see benefits in my own eyes because I am using carnosine minimum 3 times a week. And carnosine helps eyes very much. So it's lowering inflammation, enhancing fat loss, enhancing physical performance and muscle recovery afterwards, speeding wound healing, spurring neurogenesis in human brain, strengthening synapses, spurring brain cell growth, helping prevent cognitive decline, reducing waist circumference and liberating fat from cells so it can be burned again, enhancing physical performance and muscle recovery afterwards. That's X39 does that, right? Enhancing fertility, combating gingivitis, promoting healthy gums, enhancing stem cell implantation and proliferation. We knew that it does help our stem cells to wake up, right? Enhancing gland health from the thyroid to the lymphatic system. And this book goes really deeply into the research of how infrared light helps the thyroid. So I cannot recommend you enough. If you are with LifeWave using their products and you're a distributor, you must have that book, okay? And study it. Improving eye health, fighting chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, potentially helping body to fight cancer, removing wrinkles, lines, and veins on the surface of the skin, improving appearance of scars. Well, even Brother Ron's testimony. I mean, I don't know if he mentioned it. He mentioned a lot of stuff. We
Yeah,
were in a
we-
car, he was talking
right.
to me, and I had no chance to watch a video yet, but I know that
He
you
didn't go
mentioned.
into everything. Because there was Brother Ron, you had something on the back of your neck, I believe, or back of your head
You were
that
telling
also
us.
disappeared. And he
Yeah.
didn't
I had
mention,
a scar about 4 inches long and about a ½ inch wide, looked like a big smile across the back.
right,
Right now, he said it was kind of scabbed up, like it was pulling up and healing, and it was only about 1/8 of an inch wide, and part of it was gone. So,
Yes.
and how long
it's
had
amazing.
you had that though? That
oh,
scar?
that happened. Let's see, that was about 2005. So that'd been
Right,
about
so yeah,
19 years
19
ago.
years ago.
Wow.
Amazing.
I have the same experience. I had a major scar here when we lived in Israel. We lived in kind of like older apartment, and I opened the window there and it literally cut into my flesh.
Yep, and that
Okay.
scar is almost
And
gone.
that scar, I was always here as a reminder of our living in Israel for me. And now I'm seeing that it's like completely
Yeah,
disappeared, barely visible here. So
Right.
it definitely does. Even that book says that. See,
Yeah.
the improving appearance of scars, it's
Yeah.
all true.
And when I first heard that, I've got scars on my hand since I was, I guess, what was I was in first grade, I guess. So that's so far back, I can't
Wow.
remember, over 50 years ago. And those scars have always been very prominent. And when somebody said it heals scars, I'm like, I look down at my hand, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gone.
And I
That's
had
like
chicken
nuts.
pox when I was 14. And you know, when you get them this late, you can get scarred face. And I had one little scar here and one big one right here from it. And I'm seeing it going away.
I bet you people with acne scars may end
Yeah.
up finding some amazing results from
Yep,
this.
just be patient and keep wearing the patches.
And two, I will share this with you guys as well. When we were on with John Moore last week on Tuesday, is Mia Finnegan, and Mia actually brought up because she finally started noticing herself that her wrinkles that she had been getting had totally disappeared. And I'd shared that with my wife when we interviewed her and Richard Finnegan, you know, because in an interview I'd seen like 3 months prior, she had the wrinkles around the lips. And in John Moore, I didn't say it. She brought it up in John Moore's interview. She said the wrinkles that you get that start around your mouth, she said all of mine totally disappeared.
Yeah.
And that was exactly the truth.
And she's almost
you
a
know.
year into it, wearing
Yeah,
it every
yeah.
day. So,
Yeah.
so, and next one, killing pain, protecting cells against damage from stress. Now, let's be real here, because I had enormous amounts of pain reduced when I started X39. And some people say, well, some pain is sometimes coming back, but then it goes away again. And I have to tell you this, it's kind of like a private information, but it's okay because it won't get thousands of views in here. But we have entered a major part of my father's case right now. And I am under unusually high stress situation that requires enormous, what would I say?
It's really a lot because we're coming down to the final wire.
Yeah.
And there is still so much cover up and trying to derail this. And that just puts such an enormous weight on Yana. You know, the anxiety that it creates, you know, as a result.
Well, it does,
of that.
because I'm emotionally connected to my father, right? I mean, others can speak about that case as, oh, that case, I heard this happen to her father. But when you are the person and you connected to that person that it really actually happened, it's a totally different situation. So I am in major stress right now. And I noticed that when you are under a lot of stress, it's extremely toxic to the body. And I got my migraine after 3 months again and had to take my medicine. Okay. So what happens? We are under constant bombardment of high stress time in our life or toxins. Let's say you come home, you were in the restaurant yesterday, you had a great time with your family, ate a meal, but it was some kind of fried fish in a rancid oils. They fried it in rancid oils. Guess what you have done? You have filled up your body with a major oxidation and radical damage. So next day you wake up and you have a little pain. It's not as bad as it was before patches, but you're like saying, oh, well, you just retoxined yourself. So the patches they have to keep working on and detoxing you constantly. So as we detox from patch and with patch, we detoxing because it's a major detoxification agent. Patches do detoxification of your body constantly. That's why you need to drink water. That's why you need to be taking electrolytes, okay? But you are putting stress and toxins back on a daily basis. This is why it's so important to clean up your life. Watch what you eat, okay? And what you drink, and try to see if you can reduce stress in your life. Sometimes it's impossible, but thank God that I have patches. I never had to go back to doctor like I was before, before the patches. And I am in a much higher stress now than I was 3 months ago. And I am just really doing it with Jesus and patches. So that's what I'm thankful for. So let's continue here in this book. You will have a ton of references. So those of you who are into factual information and science, this is an amazing book with a lot of resources. Now it starts telling you benefits of red and near infrared light therapy. And now it starts, of course, with aging and skin and youthful skin. And this is exactly what David Schmidt was saying. There is one patch called Aloe Vida that if you use that at night, and it's your night patch, you can use it right here, behind your ear right here, or just put it back on the back of your neck, doesn't matter. Okay, it helps you with skin health and wrinkles. Hold on. What is it? You're trying to make it bigger?
No, it's just to where I saw something pop up. I just needed to know what it was. Go ahead.
Okay. So first it goes into your skin health, about reducing wrinkles, DNA damage, aging from UV rays, discoloration, all of this. Slow hair loss and regrow hair with red and near infrared light therapy. So it talks about that as well. And I do have to say that my hair got really thick, and I already had a pretty thick hair, but it got even thicker and even richer. So I'm thankful for
You
that.
mentioned the aloe vera. One thing that people need to be aware of too, that you brought up to me recently, is that you do not wear aloe vera the same time you're wearing X39. Can
Right.
you share that with people?
That's the only two patches that shouldn't be worn at the same time because of the frequencies that they emit, and they can kind of cancel each other out. So that's the only one that I found out. Everything else can be worn together, but aloe vera should be worn. You should wear that at night, and X39, of course, during the day. Some people that I talk to, though, they love the X39 at night as well. In fact, there is one sister that she tried all kinds of patches for sleep, and none of them work, only X39. So she's using it at night because she says, I can put a sleep patch and it won't work. I can put an Eon at night, it doesn't work. Now, Eon helps inflammation, and sometimes Eon is better for pain than LifeWave. But she just couldn't sleep. But she said, boy, when I like can't sleep and it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and I take out X39 and I patch myself, I sleep like a baby. So just keep trying, okay? Keep trying everything. All right, let's keep going here and more. Speed up wound healing with red and near infrared light therapy. And that's exactly what Schmidt was saying as well. It cleans up dead and damaged skin cells, which is phagocytosis, increases ATP in skin cells, increases production of fibroblasts, increases blood flow, supplies the wound more oxygen and nutrients, stimulates production of collagen, lymph activity. So amazing amount of information. Combat fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue and increase energy level with red and near infrared light therapy. It decreases pain, decreases muscle spasms, decreases morning stiffness. That was that brother Les, right? He had major stiffness in his hands in the morning, and X39 helped him with that tremendously, much less stiffness. It was my problem as well. I was wondering if I'm going into rheumatoid arthritis. I was very scared because I couldn't make a fist in the morning. Well, that is gone. Completely. I even forgot I had the condition before. So it keeps helping me with that. Fight Hashimoto hypothyroidism with red and near infrared light therapy. And this is not only this book, but there is enormous amounts of testimonies, and two particular testimonies that I did text to some of you, if you remember. There was a lady who uses X39 right on her thyroid, and she started to feel certain symptoms, like she was getting worse with the X39. And it wasn't that she was getting sicker. The opposite was true, because she was on thyroid medications, and the X39 woke up her thyroid and made it, and evened out her hormones and made it to activated it back. And suddenly she didn't need the medication. So she got off meds and she's fine after like enormous amounts of decades of using medicine for thyroid. Now, this book goes pretty deeply into this, and look at the bolded spots here. Like it says here, a whooping 17% able to stop taking medication altogether. That was a 2010 study. It actually is naming all kinds of studies. And here, amazingly, 47% of patients who used red light therapy were able to stop medication completely. 47% of patients, that's in medicine, that's a very significant number of people. Yes, it goes into 2003 study, 2010 study, 2014 study. Now it speaks about cancer, potentially combat cancer growth with red and near infrared light therapy. However, with LifeWave, you have to be very careful. We are not making those claims. And don't make that mistake, especially when it comes to cancer. You cannot make claims like that, okay? But you can read it in this book. Increase bone healing with red and near infrared light therapy. A lot of people who had arthritis are reporting that they are feeling a lot better when they use X39. And we know that X49 has been, in clinical studies, proven to increase bone density, right? So that's pretty interesting. And don't forget that X39, X49, they're both near infrared light therapies. In fact, the X39, X49, all of the patches are called medical devices. They are in a category of medical devices. Combat inflammation and potentially inflammation-related diseases. Improve eye health with red and near infrared light therapy. Combat depression and anxiety. Now, for me, it was about 80% of improvement. And now I'm back into very high stress situation. and I'm able to kind of go without any drugs or any help from doctors. So improve cognitive performance. You know that it helps dementia patients, help tendinitis,
Now, one question though,
increase fertility. So be careful there.
this is all based on infrared light, but the thing is
Mhm.
all the
Near infrared
patches,
light.
okay, all the patches work on different frequencies. So
Mhm.
in other words, it's not one patch necessarily does every single thing, correct?
Well, X39 is pretty
It's more broad
comprehensive.
spectrum,
It's-
yeah.
Right,
broad
it's
spectrum.
exactly. It's very comprehensive, and it does use specific near infrared light frequency.
Okay.
That's why it's called master patch. The others, like X49, works more on, it's basically which amino acids are involved, Steve, you know?
Okay.
With X49, I think it's the alanine. Yeah, and with X39 is glycine.
Right.
This is why,
Two different copper peptides
Right,
that they both work on.
well, no, these are amino acids.
Okay.
But
sorry.
this is why David Schmidt is formulated a powder, because we rely on diet to get all of those amino acids in our body. But he formulated a specific powder that's coming out, I think, in September. And this, if you will consume that powder of all kinds of supplements that are, you know, mixed in a proper dosages, so the patches work even better, because you need to provide your body what it needs for patches to work properly. Okay, so improves joint health, combat arthritis, decrease diabetes symptoms. A lot of people do have a decrease in diabetes symptoms. Improve oral health. That's because of the gum inflammation. That's another benefit that you can get. Improve respiratory health, especially X39 and lungs in their clinical studies. X39 is extremely good for your lungs. Improve heart health. And we already know that heart can be, according to clinical studies that David Schmidt has done, heart can renew itself by 8 years in few months. Yes, it's on this other website that we will go into. So remind me to go into that other website. Improve liver function, increase pancreas health. That has something to do with diabetes as well. Decrease pain. And here it's several conditions that were helped with near infrared light therapy: chronic neck pain, knee pain, fibromyalgia, low back pain, chronic pain in elbow, wrist, and fingers, chronic joint disorders. That's true. Chronic tooth pain, osteoarthritis, tendinitis. Improve immunity. Help heal traumatic brain injury and spinal cord injury. Improve stem cell therapy. We know about stem cell proliferation. That's why it's called stem cell patch. Fall asleep faster and improve sleep quality. Prevents radical damage. Yes, because it's actually detoxifying. It's a neuroprotectant for the brain. Prevents the kind of oxidative stress induced mitochondrial dysfunction seen in experimental models of Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and Huntington disease, and potentially slowing aging. Improve brain health, slow progression of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, enhance muscle gain, strength, endurance, and recovery. We already spoke about X39, X49 used together help grip in older individuals, overall strength of muscles, bones. So amazing book on the red light therapy. And this is what you have. It's a device, medical device that gives you light therapy every single day as you wear it. Increase fat loss, stubborn fat. So Steve, there's hope for your stomach. Just keep wearing it.
Yes, indeed. I'm wearing 40 patches at once.
Stubborn fat. Wow. Okay. Can read all of this, but you guys can read it as you get it. Okay. Very, very interesting. Now, summarizing benefits of red and near infrared light therapy. Now, you know about sauna, right? How many of you know about infrared sauna? Todd and Shannon is using that as well. So that's another major detoxification. It heats up your tissues quite deeply, and people just feel amazing after infrared sauna. So just know that our patches are infrared light therapy. That's all they are. There is no drugs involved. There is no supplements going into your body. No stimulants going into your body. Nothing goes into your body except frequency of near infrared light. And this is the book on the benefits. Now, when you're talking to people, you want to give them first thing, my most favorite website is www.startx39.com. A lot of you are already familiar. If not, let's go through that website right now. It says activate your stem cells. There are very, very short videos on light, and you can see the points where patches can be worn. Now, those here, when you see on his shoulders here, those are energy patches. That's where they're supposed to be put, or you can wear them right here.
The front of the legs off to each side. David Schmidt, if you ever just type in things like that, where to wear LifeWave energy enhancer, he shows you in videos exactly where to put them at. And the ones that were up there, he never showed that in the video that I watched initially, so I didn't know about that one.
The problem, 50% stem cells gone by the age of 35. Wow, right now, 99 plus. By the age of 60, we will lose almost all of our stem cells, and that's what we don't want to do. We definitely need them. So it talks about power of X39, activation of stem cells, benefits of them, how it works. It explains it in a short video. How to wear it, the X39 in particular on the neck or below belly button. People ask what to expect, and this is what I like very much about this website. What happens first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. And in the book that I mentioned and just shared with you, it talks about gene reset as well in the beginning. So just please download that book for yourself. Within 1 to 3 months, physical changes will start occurring. Increase in collagen in the skin, decrease in wrinkles, increase in hair growth. A lot of women and people are reporting that their hair started to grow very, very fast while they're on X39. Even if you don't feel the effects, rest assured the new stem cells may be regenerating an internal organ or tissue. Now, I think that Brother Ram's testimony is a major proof of that. Brother Ram, did you feel anything too specific when it comes to your heart or kidneys? Because you had an amazing testimony. And if you did not hear Brother Ram's testimony, go on our YouTube, Bennun X39. My husband interviewed Brother Ram, and he gave his testimony after using patch. How long, brother?
It was just a little over 3 months.
Right. And did you feel anything specific when it comes to kidneys or heart before you went to doctor?
No, when I actually started it 2 or 3 days in, I noticed I was feeling better, but that's really all I really noticed anywhere. I didn't know it was making changes all through my body like that. But
and then you went to a doctor.
And I went to the doctor after the blood test, and he was going through it and scratching his head. It was pretty cool, you know. I said, "What's the matter?" And he said, "This doesn't make sense."
That's amazing. And you know, it's not just you that is Jason, our friend Jason, that you guys met here before. His friend with his heart valve He didn't feel anything. And then he went for his surgery because he needed a new heart valve and or something, right? Was it valve or murmur?
What are you
What was-
talking about?
Jason's friend.
Oh, I don't recall about that one there.
Well, I do. He talked about it on one of our Zooms, and he was going to surgery because before he started patches, he was told that he needs a new valve. He didn't feel much, anything. He just wore patches, and then he went to surgery, and they had to look at his heart. They looked at it, and they said, "It's all fixed. You don't need any surgery." Like, how did that happen? Okay. So that's amazing. So when we go back to the Start X39 website, Steve,
Okay.
that's exactly what they're talking about. Even though you're not feeling anything, something is repairing in your body. Some internal organ or tissue is repairing. Within 3 to 6 months, active stem cell repair. The pluripotent stem cells turn into any cell your body needs for repair. Your stem cells are now actively creating deep healing in the body and repairing damage caused by aging process. And what's happening to me, I had a major vein damage in my body. And at first I didn't see it. And literally my veins are repairing, like visibly.
Yes.
Because I didn't have those veins here at all. They even did ultrasound. They were all gone, they kind of collapsed. And now I'm seeing my veins resurfacing just like I had them before. And that's amazing.
Yep. I actually showed in one of the videos that I did on, how that my left leg especially would swell up really huge
Yes.
during the day because of the vein damage that I'd gotten from this peroxide therapy. The blood wouldn't come back up. And then I just noticed recently, in fact, I was down in Florida when I started realizing it. When I take my socks off, the swelling was hardly even there anymore.
Yeah.
And so I showed the before and after pictures of how bad it was so that people could see, because it was so bad that Kevin Mahaffey, he was freaking out as a military surgeon. And he was like, oh my gosh, you have got to get to a cardiologist. You could have congestive heart failure.
Right.
And so, but and I went to the cardiologist.
They found a vein problem, of
Yeah.
course, related to what happened to us, but we are on a road to recovery from these problems. We are in a marker now, 3 to 6 months, of course.
Because they didn't think there was anything that could be done for us. I mean,
No.
that was really, that's the
Mm-mm.
difficult situation that Yana and I were in.
Yeah.
Is that there was no known cure. I mean, you're damaged and there was just nothing that could be done.
Yes. The inside epithelium of my veins were kind of gone, because peroxide is way too strong for that. And they're it's a very delicate tissue. So when I went to doctor with my problems, he told me right up, he just looked at me and said, they never told us in medical school what to do because no such a case ever came up. Never. Yeah. Amazing, Steve. That's
Hardly
amazing.
nothing there.
This is like unbelievable. And you know what? He told me we rely on your own body to heal itself. It will have, that's all we can do. Basically nothing. And then of course, X39 patch happened for me with a lot of very good benefits for me personally. And now my veins are coming back. Within 6 to 12 months, reverse aging. Now I'm looking forward to that in every sense. So I'm definitely not stopping X39, my light therapy. GHK, CU, copper peptides. We already know that it elevates copper peptides and tremendous benefits. Copper peptides and stem cell activation are extremely connected. At the end here, David Schmidt, but there was some study on this. I don't know if you remember. Oh, here it is. In a recent study, now here I'm at within 6 to 12 months. Now let's do that. In a recent study, 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by an average of 8 years after just 6 months of using X39. So David Schmidt said it's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. Now that particular study, I was looking for that study. It used to be in our back office under resources, but they had to pull it out because of FDA problems. FDA gave major problems to David Schmidt because he cannot make claims. But that study used to be in our back office. This is why I said we need to print out every single study that we have now in our resources and keep it in a file somewhere. Make a file, X39 file or LifeWave file, and keep it there, print it out, because just in case anything happens, and FDA will make David Schmidt pull studies out, okay? So we can have it in our possession.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's all I wanted to show you. So let's go back again to that book, what it is, the name of it. You can download it for $2.
Okay, it's not the same book you showed on eBay.
It is. I don't know. Okay.
That's Amazon.
Okay.
Nope.
No,
You're
that's
right.
X39 here.
There we go.
The Ultimate Guide
And you can
to red
order
light
it from
therapy.
Amazon. You can order it from anywhere you want. There's a lot of places that carries the book there. So
I actually downloaded it for $2 and a few cents on my Amazon Kindle, so I could immediately read it. Okay, so, and Steve just left when we are about to finish.
I just had to.
What did you do? Just fix yourself?
I'm deciding to bleed everywhere again. I'm like a sprinkler system. I just spontaneously, erupt. So.
No.
All right, here, let's see here, guys. Let me change our layout here.
So time for questions.
Yes, if anybody's got any questions there, because we didn't want to keep everybody too long with this.
No, and we are kind of enjoying today our Easter and time together because he has to leave again tomorrow.
Yeah, go ahead, Larry.
Yes.
Well, maybe Martha's got the question. Could be Larry's just waving goodbye.
Yeah, it's actually, Martha, I have a very short testimonial. Is that okay? That just happened right today.
We love it. We love it. Let's go with it.
You will. I love it too. We have an old family friend, Mario, who's had one of our water systems for years and who actually worked for Larry for a while, and we keep in touch. And he's been complaining of pain and his wife having pain, and Larry calls him and talks to him about once a week. And for, I'd say, at least a month, he's been telling him, well, if you drop by, because he lives, how far away, Larry? Maybe 4 or 5 miles. Oh, maybe 10 or 12. Okay, I was off. But anyway, the point is that we want him to come by and get some patches. And I prepared some patches for him and actually a little handwritten letter telling how wonderful they are and how much they've helped us and so on, and how to use them. Well, anyway, so to make a long story short, he finally came over here today and we met him out front, and he said, it's nice weather here, so a lot of people just don't come in the house. They just meet in the driveway if they're in a hurry. So we gave him 2 X39, the set of the LifeWave, and we're sure he knew how to use them. He's going to try the X39 in the morning, but he might try it tonight, because I told him I'm on a training and I just heard that it helps some people sleep better. So I said, you can try it either at night or in the morning. And be sure you have 12 hours on, 12 hours off. But the testimonial point is that he told us that he had a pain in his shoulder, and it maybe was a pinched nerve or something, because it radiated down his arm and his hand was numb. So Larry talked to him just now to see how he was doing, and he said, oh, I'm much better. The pain is better, and you say the numbness was better? Or did he? Oh, he didn't say. Okay. But anyway, we're going to keep in touch with this man, and hopefully he'll want more patches. Thank you.
There you go.
Nice. Very nice. And I do like LifeWave. It works on some pain of mine, some don't, but I will tell you, that now with my higher stress that I have, I put LifeWave here on kind of like.
On each side of her shoulders there on the back of the neck.
Yeah,
there.
right there on each side. Amazingly how it helps. It's just,
And that's something David actually mentions that in one video as well. He said, because most people, as the old saying goes, they carry all their stress on their shoulders.
right,
And so he showed on there that if you put on the left shoulder, the brown patch, the right shoulder,
Right.
the white patch there, he said a lot of times that will also relieve that,
and it
that pain
does for me.
as well.
It certainly does for me. So you will get a lot of these people like Martha is speaking here that they just can't be without a patch. They love it so much. It just helps their pain, either decrease it or totally gone. But even decreasing pain is amazing. Anything
this
you
is
can do.
It's good to know it's for stress too, because I have a lot of stress and half the people I know are stressed out. Thank you.
Everybody. Yes, we are very.
Yes, very good.
Yes.
Very good. Anybody else?
Anybody else? Testimony or question? Okay, don't forget that my phone, I have to get it. I forgot it in someone's place and I thought I lost it actually, and then it resurfaced. It's a very small